Hi, this is Melissa Stone, and this is my essay presentation on confronting the climate change crisis and how it impacts unprecedented weather events. The Joplin, Missouri EF5 tornado that occurred on May 22, 2011, was a perfect example of how climate change drastically affects our lives and our planet, and why changes need to be made. The mile-wide tornado had winds reaching over 200 miles per hour and was one of the most deadliest and most destructive tornadoes in U.S. history. In total, 158 people were killed and over 1,000 people were injured. The entire town was severely impacted. Many lives were lost, many lives were injured, and entire neighborhoods and blocks were torn apart and left with piles of debris everywhere. Some areas were completely flattened. In total, the Joplin tornado caused over $2.8 billion in damage. Many measures could have been implemented to decrease the number of injuries and fatalities and reduce the damage cost. It's clear that more proactive measures need to be taken as climate change continues to increase over time. Climate change is increasing at an alarming rate, which is leading to unprecedented severe weather events and altering expected weather patterns that we are not prepared for. Climate change has detrimental effects from destabilizing ecosystems to impacting food production and transportation, as well as severe weather events causing death, disease, economic hardship, and destroying homes and businesses. This increases the need to implement proactive measures and long-term strategies for disaster relief, but also emission reduction, infrastructure planning, mitigation measures, and building resilience. Human impact on the environment is causing the acceleration of climate change. Over the past 45 years, humans have caused greenhouse gas emissions to increase the planet's temperature by 1.7 degrees Celsius every 100 years, which is far more than what would have occurred naturally. As global temperatures rise, this causes stronger storms and more intense hurricanes, catastrophic floods, droughts, dangerous heat waves, and more. We have a social responsibility to help protect our planet from the adverse effects of climate change by making policies and long-term strategies to mitigate it. 70% of Earth's carbon dioxide emissions come from cities, primarily due to transportation, industry, and energy emissions. This heavily impacts air quality, public health, and water resources, and it also causes biodiversity loss and ecosystem degradation and negatively affects marginalized and vulnerable populations. As we continue to build more, we will see the consequences of rapid urbanization, especially when severe weather events heavily impact those regions that they are largely unprepared for. Prioritizing education and raising awareness is crucial to change public opinion. Human activities such as burning fossil fuels, deforestation, manufacturing processes that release chemicals in the air and water, farming processes that produce methane and release chemicals into the soil, gas vehicles, and more all contribute to the accelerating climate change that's negatively impacting our planet. Sadly, profits largely overpower human safety when people believe the risk is low. It's important that we educate people on the consequences and detrimental impact that these human activities have on our health and well-being, and especially the planet, which will impact our children and future generations. The Joplin community was unprepared for the tornado that devastated their city. Disaster recovery from major severe weather events typically takes a long time and is usually underestimated in terms of the amount of effort, planning, and money needed for recovery, as well as the devastating toll it takes on the impacted communities. Although the Joplin recovery efforts were phenomenal, prevention would have significantly reduced the impact to the town and people's lives. In a positive light, the Joplin tornado led to some significant changes in preventative and proactive measures in the construction and building codes for schools, businesses, residential homes, hospitals, and other critical infrastructure, as well as adding community storm shelters. It also led to the implementation of improved tornado preparedness and safety procedures across the nation. Since then, we've also improved on forecasting and communication technologies, such as advanced weather radar and storm tracking systems to be able to warn areas quicker and easier. The lessons that were learned from this tragic event helped people have a better awareness of how to prepare for tornadoes and potentially other severe weather events as well. The frequency and increasing intensity of severe weather events, such as the Joplin tornado, clearly demonstrate climate change's profound impact on communities and our planet. Extreme weather events will continue to intensify and become more frequent and unpredictable, and we need to prepare for that possibility. People need to fully understand the risks involved in primarily focusing on reactive measures and disaster recovery and how it impacts the entire globe. We must implement more proactive strategies to strengthen resilience and plan for long-term climate change impacts.